pitch competition. So we're really happy to have you all here. And the students have been working really hard this past semester to put these pitches together. And like you, I can't wait to see them. So my name is Mike Kaysen. I'm a partner at Antero, Tormey and Petrin and an adjunct professor here at DVC. So when Antero, Tormey and Petrin presented the idea of doing a pitch competition, we never thought it was going to grow into such an amazing program. This year alone, we've had 9 teams, 5 of which has made it to the final round. So give yourselves a big pat on the back for that. And we'll be presenting for everybody today. We've had 24 remarkable business mentors who have really guided these young entrepreneurs throughout this process. We've had 8 guest speakers giving lectures on such things as intellectual property, um, business formation, uh, idea generation, finance, the list goes on and on. So we really appreciate all of our guest speakers who have provided us with that wonderful information. We've had 7 expert judges who have adjudicated 2 different aspects of this competition. We've had the preliminary round, which was last Monday, and then this final round, which is today. We have 4 corporate sponsors, 3 amazing faculty who have gone above and beyond all to make all of this happen. So really, let's give a round of applause and a warm thank you to Loanne Winkler, Miriam Worsham, and Charlie Shee, who have really spearheaded and guided this program from day one. And without these 3, this competition would have never happened. So seriously, let's take a moment to thank them. So thank you, guys. So we really are just amazed at the work that they've put in. So students have worked diligently this past semester to research business concepts, generate business ideas, create a business plan, attend the workshops I spoke about, and it all culminates with this, the final pitch. So what is a pitch? Well, if you've ever seen Shark Tank, you know what a pitch is. It's a business pitch is a presentation by one or more people to an investor or group of investors. And today, those investors will be you. Um, so to make sure that we're all on the same page on how to do that, we have a few guidelines that we kind of want to go over. So the first thing is that students, everybody can register for the pre-app, and that is right there on your phone. I did it earlier. It's pretty easy, but let's take a second, or we'll get to that in a minute. So yeah. The other thing is silence your phones, because we don't want to going off during the middle of the pitch, because that would suck for the presenters. And also you would be on camera and recorded, and who wants that? So why don't you take a minute to silence your phone, put them on stun, however you want to do it. So during the break in between teams, you'll have an opportunity to use the pre-app to rank the teams and also to invest your hard-earned fake money for those teams. And we have a prize for the winning investor. So definitely do make sure that you do that. And then don't use a chat feedback to give feedback on the different pitches themselves. So you can use the pre-app in order to give that information, but the chat is really going to be geared towards making sure that everything goes smoothly. So if you could stay off of chat, that would be great. So here are the presentation in order of who's going when. So we have Easy Print, Farm to Smoothie, P3 Mask, Rabbit Cafe, and Shoal. And when we have 3 amazing judges who have donated their time to be here and to adjudicate these wonderful pitches. So the first is Miss Madeline Friedman. She's an angel investor and advisor who works with entrepreneurs to fund and grow a business, B2C businesses. She invests in early stage companies directly through Ostia Angels. Ostia is a global nonprofit that supports high potential female entrepreneurs through coaching, networking, and investment. With more than 30 years of experience, we're really happy to have her. Next is Mike Petrin. So Mike has 30 years of experience with a Fortune 500 consumer products company, and has a doctorate in chemistry from the University of California, Davis. He's also one of the partners here at Intero Tormi and Petrin, an intellectual law firm, and one of the sponsors of the Piranha Pool pitch competition. So we're really happy to have Mike. And finally, we have our managing partner, Pete Tormi. Pete's has over 25 years of experience as an engineer and has been a successful entrepreneur. He has an MBA in marketing from St. Mary's College, BS in electrical engineering. He has more degrees than I could ever hope to dream of, so you could read all of those. And then he's a patent attorney with over 100 patent applications. So, Mr. Tormi is also the author of Startup Guide to Intellectual Property. So, a book I use in my classes.
Great. So we welcome you all here to our second annual Piranha Pool competition. And this year we've added something new. We're adding the pre-app. So we say, don't be a spectator, be an investor. So you get to play with pre-money and also rate the teams. And for students, we do have a $100 cash award for the student that is the best top investor. So in order to do that, if you would please make sure that you go to this screen and download the pre-app and become a pre-investor. So it requires you to use your email account, create some type of a password code, and we'll wait a moment or two while we do this. So this is something that's being, it's relatively new. It's being rolled out among entrepreneurship organizations and competitions throughout the US. And the creator of this actually donated this to DVC to use for our a preliminary and our final round. So it's a wonderful gift that we've been given, and students really were excited last week. So we hope that you all will take time and register for pre. So we're going to see where that goes. So while we do that, we're going to have Linda get the competition started. She has to press the button. Linda Tran has been our wonderful, she's a wonderful adjunct, and she's been helping me with all the technical things. So she's going to press it, so we'll get started. And with that being said, you need to put in event code 1609, 1609. That is our code. And then your account will populate, and you will have $10,000. It's kind of like Monopoly money, but we call it pre-money, right? So you have $10,000 to invest in 5 teams, and you can do many things with the pre-app. First thing is you have the ability to invest. And what is helpful is if you invest as you go, because at the end of the competition, you'll have a chance to do your final bids. You also rate the presentation from 1 to 5, and there's some questions that will come up, and you can rank and rate them, and there will be a prize for the team that's audience favorite. You also have a chance to chat with the founders of each team or the students that are involved in each team. So any comments that you have on the presentation, things that you really liked, maybe areas they could improve upon, that would be really helpful, because many of our students are involved in either Toastmasters or PBL competitions. So they take what you say and they really can use it for the next event that they might be participating in. So with that, let's head into presentation 1. I'll turn it over to Mike.
Well, happily, but I tried to do the pre-app myself, and I keep getting an error message. I don't know if anybody else is getting it, but it says the event has not yet started. Is there a way to fix that?
Yes, please try again, Mike, and see if you see it now.
Am I the only one with this issue? Let's see. I got
1609.
I got in, by the way, actually, so it should work now.
All right, excellent. I just got in myself, so I'm excited.
Okay.
I like playing.
So Mike, we can't let you win the prize. Sorry.
OPM, other people's. Yeah. So are you guys, is EasyPrint, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, so EasyPrint is an app-based printing kiosk service that allows the consumer to print on demand at a moment's notice. No printer, no problem. Print anytime, anywhere. Your time starts now.
Well, no, it can't start till they load it. Mike, he's,
All right, it starts in this moment.
So hello, everybody. My name is Jackson Schrader with EasyPrint, and today we're going to convince you why EasyPrint is an excellent investment. EasyPrint is a mobile app-based printing kiosk service. Our service allows college students and other consumers to print quality documents and photos directly from the convenience and comfort of a mobile phone via the EasyPrint application, also available in subscription. EasyPrint will change the printing industry as the consumer knows it today from the inside out. Print anytime, anywhere. Moving on to the next slide here. Our team has great domain knowledge and are the perfect team to revolutionize the printing industry with years of background within it. And now I will turn it over to Sasha Johnson.
Thank you, Jackson. Good afternoon, and thank you all for dedicating your time here today. My name is Sasha, and I'm here to tell you a little bit more about EasyPrint products and services we offer. Here at EasyPrint, we provide our customers with 24/7 access to printing. We offer a new way to print with contactless printing kiosks and by using app-based technology. Our advanced app-based technology makes printing convenient to our customers by providing access to our services right on your smartphone. In addition to printing documents, we offer document and photo scanning, label and design services, and with your help, we hope to make our services even better by offering speedy delivery. A motto to remember can be seen here. No printer, no problem. With EasyPrint, you can print anytime, anywhere. The second topic I'll discuss can be seen on the next slide. Problems we are solving for our customers with EasyPrint include no more tiring paper jams, no more expensive ink cartridges, no more running out of materials. A most common problem we will solve is ridding the homes of dust collecting printers that are being used 99% of the time. We strive to ensure our services are convenient to you when and where you need them the most, printing on demand, anytime and anywhere. Now that I've discussed our products, services, and the problems we solve here at Print, I would like to have you turn your attention to Christina.
Thank you, Sasha. I'm Christina, and I'm going to tell you about how EasyPrint focuses on having a positive ecological impact. Every second, 11 ink cartridges are thrown away. This is over 1 million per day, and it takes 1,000 years for a single ink cartridge to degrade. By recycling these ink cartridges, EasyPrint ensures that these materials get reused. At any point in time, 99% of printers sit idly by doing nothing. Home printers require constant supply changes and are prone to breaking. EasyPrint resupplies its own printers and fixes problems before they arise. This reduces the cost of printing in general. Next slide, please. The EasyPrint app focuses on speed, simplicity, and reliability. The location function of the app shows consumers where local kiosks are and lets them print from a distance. It then directs them to these kiosks where they can retrieve their documents or print from there. The EasyPrint app is also really easy to understand. The simple interface requires no need for explanation. EasyPrint uses secure Bluetooth connections. Consumers can trust that their private information stays private. On a personal note, I myself have gone through the experience of arriving to school just to realize that I have forgotten an important document or essay. I know for a fact that teachers cut points or even drop letter grades due to late work. Though it's too late for me, other students can use EasyPrint to print in advance and turn in their assignments on time, earning the grade that they worked hard for. Next, I'm going to turn your attention to our CFO, Nathan.
Thank you, Christina. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Nathan. Now let's talk about who's gonna use our service. Our target market is students from 9th grade through college. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, there are about 35 million students who are attending high schools and university in the US. We plan to begin with an 18-month proof of concept focusing on 5 colleges in the Bay Area. We estimate this will be enough to generate a profit by the end of the 18-month proof of concept. Moving on to the next slide. This is a summary of our income statement. In the first year, most of our money will go to software development. We expect to have a net loss in our first year, but in the second year and third year, as we begin scaling out beyond the 5 colleges proof of concept, we will start to see profits. This leads to our cash flow statement. As you can see, our run rate will drop significantly in month 7 after completing the first 6 months of development. With this revenue, we expect to break even in month 9 and begin generating a profit. Our revenue is also affected by seasonality, such as decreased usage during summer breaks and increased usage during finals. Next slide, please. As I mentioned earlier, we have a total target market of 35 million students. On the second column, if we assume 2% of these students join our subscription service, we will have 700,000 subscribers. This would bring in an annual revenue of about 58 million. We estimate that our net income will be around 10% of our revenue, which comes out to about 5.8 million. We are not including the revenue from single transaction in this estimate because it is highly variable. Now, I'm going to turn it over to Stephen.
Thank you so much, Nathan. My name is Stephen, and I'm here to lead you through your investment opportunity. We are offering 10% equity in our company for $500,000. This $500,000 will be used as a proof of concept, which will encompass 5 college communities and 15 printing kiosks. Our goal for this proof of concept is to reach 6,000 subscriptions by the end of our 18-month period. With your help, we can bring EasyPrint to life. Thank you so much for your time, and at this time, we can answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much, EasyPrint. That was a great presentation. So at this time, we're going to open it up for to our judges for questions. Pete, why don't we start with you? Do you have any questions?
Sure. I want to make sure I understand. You showed a rate of $6.99, and I assume that is like a monthly subscription rate. What do you get for the money, and how exactly is your pricing, for somebody that just wants to print a 50-page document?
Yeah, so our subscription is a $6.99 subscription per month, and that covers about 20 pages of printing, color and black and white. And if you take this in relativity to the amount it costs to own a printer at home, an average printer is about $245, ink is another $50, paper is about, Arima paper is about $20 additional after that. If you calculate that out for the average consumer, it's about $30 a month.
How does that compare with a Kinko's, where I can upload what I want printed and go pick it up at the local Kinko?
Well, Kinko's isn't open 24 hours. And so we hope to kind of put these kiosks into facilities such as Safeway, where they're open a little bit longer than Kinko's is.
Okay, and I don't want to hog the questions, but do you have any dedicated hardware? I mean, it seems to me you're not talking about cheap printers that break all the time. You're talking about pretty serious industrial grade robotics.
Correct. And so our plan is to lease commercial sized printers where they would be able to handle any sort of servicing, but it would be a commercial sized printer. So it would be something that's reliable and can handle the volume that we anticipate it having.
Thank you, guys. Madeline, did you have any questions?
Yes, I'm interested in how you're going to market this service, how you're going to get customers.
Yeah, so we plan on marketing, by word of mouth. Hopefully the school would be able to market our printer inside of libraries and on the campus. We also intend on using marketing strategies such as social media, Facebook, Instagram, where you can promote posts and ads to bring an audience, and other sorts of marketing that would allow us to really just put our business and company out into the open and for a lot of college students to find us.
And then Mike, do you have any questions?
My main concern was on competition. I remember both at UC Berkeley and at Davis, the bigger universities, Kinko's was right off the campus. and offered a variety of printing services. So are you targeting smaller universities and junior colleges perhaps that don't have that service? I was curious about your take on that.
Yeah, we're targeting all universities, small and large. Our target market is 35 million students, so it would be competitive in relativity to those UCs and Berkeleys that have those Kinkos, because we would be able to provide that fast and convenient service to them right away.
Excellent, guys. So at this time, the judges, if you just go off screen for a little while and do your deliberations, fill out your criteria. We're going to give an opportunity for more conversation later. But for now, unless you're all set and ready to go.
What are we supposed to do? Fill in the spreadsheet?
So just go off screen and do your rubric.
So you can turn off your video if you like, but you can spend some minutes if you need it to fill out the rubric. And then when you're done, just let me know in chat when you're done so that we'll know when to start the next presentation.
Okay, super.
And may I make another announcement very quickly? So once a team presents, when you're going to the Q&A period, please unshare your screen so that we can see everyone's face on the Zoom at that time.
Great, thanks.
So at this time, we have well, the president of the university who would like to say a few words. So Ms. President Lamb, if the floor is yours.
Yeah, I almost feel like I need some music in regards, that waiting music of da, 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 But I'll be the filler here. I just want to first off thank everyone for being here this evening. It's a wonderful example of kind of innovation, collaboration, and the entrepreneurial spirit of the business department, but also the partnership with workforce development and our community partners, because without that partnership with the community, this wouldn't happen. We sometimes hear people talking about universities and colleges and saying, oh, they need to teach students real skills that are applicable in the real world. And I think this Piranha Pool's a good example of that. It's building on the basic concepts of business. How do you put together a real business? How do you find a niche market in a very competitive market? How do you have a good business plan so that you don't go broke in your first 2 months, or that you get investors? Being able to pull that together in a real way and actually pitch it, have the communication skills, even the logos. It's pretty amazing here, the student work that I'm seeing. And then be able to sell it, get out there and pitch it to a group of people. And I will say probably even the nervousness and the anxiety is part of that, because how many people have not been in a public setting where you're trying to pitch something that you're not a little bit nervous. So I just want to say huge kudos to our students. I am just in awe. I saw the first group last week, and just the level that you've stepped it up even this week, just a huge difference. And so I do expect at some point for you to be out there and pitching 4 years or so down the line, or maybe a year or two down the line, and starting a business. So very, very excited about that. I'd also like to say thank you to our partners, to the judges and mentors, because I know that you're taking time out of your lives to really help our students do better and be better when they get out in the business world. So just want to say thank you, congratulations, and I'm really looking forward to the rest of the pitches tonight in the Piranha Pool.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it, and we appreciate you being here. So it means a lot. So at this time, why don't you guys go ahead and take a minute to do your pre-app and invest in how you see fit. Ask any questions. So remember, you can ask questions to your the pitchers, and so Easy Print. And you have I got a question here. Do we have a limit to invest? Yes, the limit to invest is $10,000.
Yes.
that's your limit, and have fun with it. So let's take a minute to do that.
And we're waiting for one more judge.
While we do that, I want to make sure to acknowledge the mentors that have had the teams that have gone on. So Matthew Schmuck is with us, and he is the Chief Information Officer for Western Allied Mechanics and Mechanical. And if you want to take a minute, Matthew, why don't you tell us a little bit about your feedback in working with our team, or with your team, I should say.
Oh, this is very cool. I'm an old guy, and when I had to do this back in 1987 for my first business, I spent days and weeks at a library to figure this stuff out. The amount of exposure you guys are getting for all of this is enormous. I can't thank DVC enough.
Well, we can't thank you enough. And Matthew has been a wonderful partner. He's come to us and been a speaker at our summer camps that we do, business camps for high school seniors and juniors. And he's also going to be coming to speak at Europe this next week. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Anytime.
We're glad to have you, Matthew.
Thanks, Mike.
Luann, you want to talk a little bit about Europe?
Me?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Yes. Well, Europe is a wonderful program. In fact, many of the faculty that assist with the Piranha pool are in the Europe program. Liz Kabilis is another faculty member, and of course, my counterpart, Mario Morsham. And because we have initials L and M, and then we have Mario Tejada, who also helps us from the CIS division. So we have a company called Lomar, and I am the CEO. And so the students end up doing work throughout the semester for our company. And these are students who have been spending approximately 20 weeks together. Their ages 18 to 24. And the goal of Europe is to bridge the economic and educational divide. So the students come in, they take about 16 to 20 units, give or take, and in a wide variety of courses. And then they go out to a paid internship with major corporations throughout the Bay Area, including Facebook, Uber, Chevron, you name it. So, and Salesforce, that's one of the largest employers for our the Europe program. There are two different tracks. One is the IT help desk, and the second track is the project management.
It's a great program.
So, what are judges still out debating?
We're waiting to hear from one judge.
Okay. So while we do that, yes, the Europe program I've been teaching in the program since its inception on our campus. It's based out of, it's a nonprofit organization based out of the East Coast. And we are one of the very few college campuses in the United States that actually houses Europe. For the most part, the Europe programs are based in major cities and in actual office buildings. So we're very fortunate to have the students when we are on campus in our midst, and it gives them a real sense of, I believe, community and what it's like to be a college student. So they really, I believe, benefit in dual ways, not only as students on our campus, but then they go out into the corporate environment. So it's a great opportunity, and I look forward to it. I teach through the second part, and the fall semester goes through the holidays. So we come back the first week of January, and sometimes people say, well, isn't that difficult? And I say no, because I feel it's a real gift to be able to teach in that program. The students are exceptional, and you learn so much from them, and they have so much to give. So it's a win-win.
Luann, could I add something?
Certainly.
This is Beth Arman. I'm a senior dean here at DVC. The model we have with Europe, where it's based on a college campus, is something that around the country Europe has found works really well. So from here on out, they've said, that any future location they start will be in cooperation with a college. So we have a lot we gain a lot from Year Up, but we've also helped them, and we can be proud of the partnership that we have. The other thing is they were one of 3 organizations that recently got a statewide award from the state of California about public-private partnerships. So we were kind of an auxiliary partner in that, but it really was the work that they do, not only with us, but with the business community, securing these semester-long internships for students that won them that award. It's a great program.
Thank you, Beth. I think we are ready to go. So our next presentation is Farm to Smoothie. So Farm to Smoothie wants to change the world by changing the way you eat. They provide delicious farm-to-table smoothies from a mobile automated kiosk. So Farm to Smoothie, are you ready to go?
Just 1 second.
Just one.
Okay.
All right.
We're ready.
Go ahead, gentlemen and ladies.
We are Farm to Smoothies, and I'm part of a diverse team inspired by Intro to Urban Farming, a class taught here at DVC by Farmer John, and we're here to change the world. Sally is a mother of 2. She wants to participate in regenerative agriculture, but she doesn't really know how, and she's busy. Bob is a local farmer, and he wants to be paid more for his produce. We help, Farm to Smoothie helps bring them together. We make it convenient for Sally to buy from Bob. And why should Sally want to buy from Bob? Because commercial agriculture has huge problems. It's eroding the Earth's topsoil and damaging the environment. Many catastrophes from history have happened because of the practices of poor agriculture, i.e. the Dust Bowl. Farm to Smoothies wants to be part of the solution so that doesn't happen again. We want to empower regenerative agriculture. And basically what regenerative agriculture is it's farming that gives back to the earth and doesn't just take. So an easy way to think of it is the next level. After sustainable agriculture, there's regenerative agriculture. Sustainable maintains the status quo. Regenerative wants to put something back into the earth. Farm to Smoothies is going to connect people. So your health and the health of the planet are connected. And we need to support local sustainable food grown by farmers who practice regenerative agriculture. And people want to do better, but they're busy. And we want to make it easy by eliminating pain points. You shouldn't have to go to the French Laundry to get farm-to-table food. You should be able to get it easy and conveniently in your everyday life from, in this case, a meal replacement smoothie. So how do we do this? We provide a new approach that ties together sustainable agriculture and consumer needs. We empower people through smoothies via contactless mobile kiosk filled with produce procured from local regenerative farmers. So one of the ways that we could start doing this is initially, before we make our own machines, we're investigating the option of renting a machine, and this is a machine that we could rent and kind of give you some idea of what we're doing. The smoothie market is growing. It's going to be up $6 billion in the next 5 years based on the market research. This is the team that we have built. It's myself, Rajan, and then Meredith, all of us with experience in our categories that we're going for. And then we also have Chef Farmer John, who's our mentor and inspired this project, more or less. Janae, who does nutrition, and Daryl, who's a chef. Along with our passion, some of our strengths are that we're going to be mobile and contactless, and those are so important right now. But since we are local, that is going to present us with some challenges, i.e. how narrow our ingredients list can be, right? So we can't bring in bananas and coconuts into our smoothies here in the Bay Area. So that's one of the things that limit us, and that transitions into scalability, because as we expand into new markets, we're going to have to shift the recipes for the markets that we're expanding into. And but it's a huge opportunity, is that people are becoming more conscious about the things they eat and how it impacts the world. There's money to be made in supporting regenerative agriculture, alternative farms, and to battling against climate change. I think we all know that. What we're actually scared of is copycats, people who see our success and are going to want to do exactly what we do. But our plan is to patent the technology of the mobile kiosk, the movable kiosk. And we think that if we franchise and patent, then that should be able to protect us from this issue. There are competitors in this space. It's a pretty impacted, but we're not trying to be Jamba Juice. We're not going to put 70 grams of sugar in each one of our smoothies. We believe that there is room for us both in the marketplace. We have seen other mobile smoothie machine, or not mobile. We've seen other smoothie machines, the kiosk machines in Chicago, but we have not seen any mobile kiosk machines for smoothies at all. So that maneuverability is going to be a huge advantage. And what we're different is we think outside of the box. We provide modern consumers with something better. We reward regenerative farmers and by developing apps and robotics, and we're healthy. We're the future of smoothies, and we're innovating, and our competitors are passe and they're not innovating to our level. Our customers care. They care about what they put in the bodies, and they care about how that impacts the earth, but they're busy and they want something quick, easy, and convenient. We did market research from Urban Remedy. We scraped their Facebook page, and we found that most of their power users and the people commenting and liking their posts are women between the ages of 30 and 40. So we're going to enter the market by targeting them first before we move into other demographics. And on that note, I'm going to hand it off to my business partner, Rajan. So thank you very much for your time. And can you please take it away, Rajan?
Hey, thanks, Rick. That was an excellent presentation. We have a bold, actionable business plan, and we'll start with the business models. We have 3 business models here that allows us to sell direct to consumers at farmers market and mobile kiosk locations. We have partners who will use these kiosks as supplemental income. And on top of it, we will have a subscription plan that allows our members to subscribe to a 3, 5, or 7-day week plan. We are competitively priced, and we have about 30% margins built into the product. And we maintain the same price point for our partners as well. So we make less margins, but we also scale by volume. Our marketing plan is primarily digital. Although we keep our farmers market as direct to consumer, we will be using all the powerful social media platforms to target our market. We have a website ready to go. We have our Instagram and Facebook pages all ready to be digital marketed. We will be looking out for partners, and the app makes it convenient to retain. We also promote by our print and invite critics and influencers. A go-to plan is to have a C Corp set up next month in January 2021. We will be using our 6 months as a pragmatic approach to do our R&D, hire people, go through our operational ironing out. We will then be going to launching a subscription and partner program in August with a launch in June. We think that we can explore new markets in the next year, 2023.
Time is up. So we appreciate it. Let's open it up to questions. Mike, let's have you go first.
Well, I was curious on the model, how you get the produce from the farmer to the kiosk. Is there an intermediate step where it has to be sorted, cleaned, and prepped for the machine? I was just curious about that.
Yeah, that's a great question. And what we're going to have to do is get a warehouse, and then we'll develop. I've been a farmer, and I know a lot of farmers in the area, and we have our mentor, Farmer John. So we're going to go directly to the farmer, get all the food into a warehouse, and then distribute it from there.
I was also curious, you considered a franchising type approach to this, where you just supply the connections and the machines, and you license out the devices to folks that want to set up their own franchising location.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we're planning on doing. I think I thought I mentioned that, but yeah, we're absolutely planning on doing that, and we're investigating that as an option. Absolutely. But we want to have proof of concept here in the Bay Area, and then go from there.
Very good. Thank you.
Let's have Madeline, why don't you ask your question?
Yes, could you go back to the slide on the revenue streams? I was just trying to understand the difference and how those would work. I know you need to be brief here, but what the partner is versus the kiosk itself. I think there were 3 revenue streams. Not here, but I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, you can explain it here.
No, why don't you take that one? You're the financials guy. You might be on mute there.
Right. For us, a direct is when we go direct in a retail location or mobile kiosk ourselves and go and hold a stall in a farmer's market. So we want a direct presence in the market. A partner is someone who would rent or lease the machine from us and have a mobile trailer to take it around as a food or a supplemental income, like a convenience store. That we call as a partner. And a subscription is where we would be directly dispatching a membership program where we will be taking orders from a subscription plan. So we believe that keeping our members. So those are the three programs we have.
So subscriptions is really just another kind of form of payment of the direct, is it not?
Well, the direct is where we're doing almost retail. We are actually selling it, physical, in a brick and mortar location, like not a brick and mortar, but a mobile kiosk. But a subscription is where we dispatch from a central location. It is dispatched directly to the home.
Got it. Okay.
So it's like yeah.
Pete, did you have any questions?
Yeah, I do. How is the labor costs? It looks to me like you have a warehouse, you have processing, you're going to haul these mobile units to flea markets in different places. If they're in a fixed location, you're going to have somebody that's going to have to staff them with sufficient food to sell smoothies. So what does your labor cost look like?
Well, what we're thinking, when we were doing this presentation, the bill about the app, whether we would be able to do 1099 contractors was still had not been passed yet. So we were thinking, we didn't know we were going to have to do employees or if we could 1099 contract. Right now, we're using basically exploiting that in order to be able to do 1099 contractors for as much of the work as possible. And eventually, right, like ideally in 10 years or whatever, the cars will go out automatically, be self-driving to the locations and then come back to a warehouse and get cleaned and restocked and everything like that, ideally. So there will be labor costs. We're going to use 1099 contractors as much as we can. And eventually it would be to get rid of as many, employees as possible, but take care of the ones that we do keep. And so that's the plan.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Farms to Smoothie. We appreciate it. Great presentation. Judges, why don't you put yourselves on, take your videos off, and why don't we have a word from Linda? Linda, did you have a few words that you'd like to talk about?
Yes, thank you, Mike. So DVC students, please don't miss your chance to win $100 tonight by rooting for your favorite team. So if you join us late or if you haven't had a chance to set up that pre-app, let us know in the chat box and we'll be glad to help you. So DVC students, please do invest your $10,000 virtual money that we give you through the app. So you have 10,000, not real money, virtual, that you can invest, and you can divide them among the 5 teams. You can invest them however you want. If you feel very strongly about one team, you can go ahead and invest all your money in that team. And if you want to diversify however you want, feel free to do so. We just want to make sure that all DVC students who are here, who are not competing tonight, have that opportunity to invest and have that opportunity to possibly leave with $100 real tonight. So that $100 price is real money.
And we want to make sure that everybody knows the code 1609 to get into the actual event. All right. And so we feel that one of the best ways is to invest as you go, because at the end, we will give you time to realign all your investments. But that way you can see sort of how much you have in the pot left to go. Now, I was going to ask Liz to bring up the information about self-registration. So for those of you that are students and would like to be able to keep in touch with us, and let me just go out so she can go in, about the Piranha Pool and various entrepreneurial programs that we'll be hosting in the new year. We'd like you to make sure that you self-register. Professor Shi set up this account, which is wonderful, so that we have access. It's probably going to be good for at least 3 years. So you'll be able to get information from any faculty. We can communicate with you about new programs and opportunities that are coming about. One of the new programs, actually Linda sat in on a workshop about the new harness. Maybe you want to tell us a little bit about that, Linda?
Absolutely. So we are very excited to offer our entrepreneur students, just seeing these students, be a part of this pitch competition, having such great ideas and motivation, really inspire us to look into avenues to help our students take the next step. And this harness platform that we are currently checking out will allow students to basically network with other like-minded entrepreneurial students, have access to coach and mentors that are in the industry, be able to look for startup jobs or work for startup companies, or even find other like-minded startup entrepreneurs who are looking for partners. So everything startup related is in this harness platform. And Charlie Shi is working really hard to get this so that we can offer it to our students. It does take some time, but once we have it, we'll definitely be reaching out to the students that's registered for this Canvas Piranha Pool website. So that way they can maybe take their business idea to the next level.
So in order for you to get information about this, we will be using the site. So Professor Shi and other professors will be communicating with you and letting you know when these are available. So please make sure that you take down this link and then you self-register. That way you'll get information as fast as we send it out. Likewise, we will be continuing the Piranha Pool next year. Our goal in the fall, hopefully, is to have it face-to-face. So if you're currently a DVC student and you'd like to participate again, I hope I'm not speaking for our wonderful benefactors, but if they're willing to finance this wonderful event, that would be great.
I'd just like to in here and say, I'm waiting to hear from 2 judges. Could you please message me in chat when you're done?
And as to doing it again next year, I think we could twist their arm.
We can. I don't know if Professor Farmer John is available. I don't know. Farmer John, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, that's great. Maybe good. He's the wonderful mentor for this group. He works very closely with the business department. He's in culinary arts, and he's in his car. So maybe we can ask him to say a few words about his experience as a mentor with this Farm to Smoothie team.
Sure. Is my audio on? I can't tell.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, good. Well, yeah, no, I think it's great that to get involved with doing this at DVC, because I've been doing the same thing at UC Berkeley for like 12 years now. And so I've often thought we really need to bring that same kind of mindset to other schools, and DVC, of course, since I'm a teacher here, I'm really glad that it's happening. So I'm really excited to do it, and I thought it was a heck of a lot of fun. So glad to do it.
Well, thank you. And I know last week Farmer John spoke about his new program that's coming out, and I forgot the class number. So maybe you could tell us all about, as we head into the holiday season and many people will be enjoying libations, they can learn more about them in the new year.
Yeah, great. Thanks for that plug. The class is in the culinary, but open to anybody. It's Culinary 216, and it's listed as wine and food pairing, but it's basically going to be, I'm revamping it because I've taught it a number of times before. So I'm trying to get back to some of the basics in this class, so that it should be for those people who really want to know about wine and maybe a little bit intimidated by it. So we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to learn the basics, and we'll make fun of all the all the hoity-toity talk on wine, and we'll get to the, what is it really all about, and we'll do some cooking, and there'll be a little bit of, Julia Child things going on, I guess, and I'll do some stuff from the school kitchen, and students will participate too, I think. So anyway, wine and food pairing coming up. It'll be online, but I'll tell everybody how to, what to prepare in advance. So should be cool. So that's coming up, and then another entrepreneur class that's coming up in the fall that I'm involved with. I already created the course, is how to start a food truck business. So that's coming up in the fall. So I'm very busy with all these things, but I hope you'll join the wine class. It's getting full already, so don't dilly dally.
And what are the three, the acronym CUL?
Oh, CULN for culinary.
Culinary,
yeah.
216. Okay.
Yeah,
And it's
216.
Monday nights? Tell us.
It's Monday night. Monday night from 7 to 9. It starts on January 25th.
Great. So, and how many units?
I think it's a 2-unit course. So don't quote me on that. I think it's 2 though.
So relatively inexpensive, like around $100, give or take.
Yeah. The cost is nominal, and buying wine, it will be at students' option. Of course, I'll tell everybody what to do in advance, and in fact, I think I'll probably do some videos from local stores to show where to source things. I'm a huge fan of wines under $15, so it won't be an expensive affair.
This sounds like a course, but let's move on with this one. So we have our judges back. Next class or next presentation is P3 mask. So why don't you guys take it away, P3 mask?
Thank you. I'll just get this set up.
Oh, so P3 Mask is an upcoming retailer of reusable biodegradable face masks, which plans to protect people from the pandemic whilst reducing the global face mask waste.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Hello, everybody. My name is Jordan Shin. I'm the CEO of the P3 Mask Company. I'm joined by
Fabian Manuel Jorza, the CSEO.
Jennifer Miller, the CMO.
Steven, the CFO. Our motto at the P3 Mask Company is to prevent, protect, and preserve. Over the summer of 2020, I went on a trip to Mammoth Mountain, California. In addition to seeing wildflowers and footsteps on the beautiful trails of Mammoth, I saw countless face masks littered all over the mountain. When I returned home, I did some research and found that these face masks will last over 400 years and have become a huge pollution problem all over the world. I knew there had to be a better way. I did research, ordered materials and a sewing machine, and created a fully biodegradable face mask. We are currently based in Pleasant Hill, California, and the goal of the P3 Mask Company is to deliver a reusable, biodegradable face mask that will protect us from the pandemic whilst reducing the world's face mask pollution. When we looked at our market analysis, we looked at the current trends. Face masks have always been used for things like influenza or air pollution, but now that the coronavirus is around, these are absolutely necessary in today's environment. For the global reusable face mask market, it was valued at a $1.3 billion industry in 2019 and is estimated to reach $19.2 billion in 2020. For a regional insight, North America holds a 28.4% share of the global reusable market, and this will be the market that we are targeting.
So, after analyzing our SWOT, we concluded that we are young and sharp-minded entrepreneurs who live in diverse locations around the world. We also know someone who has their own mask business. Sadly, we're not that experienced, and we still don't have patent as well as trademark for our product. To make our product thrive, though, we took advantage to the current trends and opportunities. Mask will be a commodity in the future. And a reusable biodegradable mask is still not a trend. So we're going to start our business, and we're going to start it in the Bay Area, which has huge access towards market and entrepreneurs. Unfortunately, there are a lot of prestigious companies out there who has big market share and large connections, and our resources are still not produced in the United States. This is our mock product, a reusable biodegradable mask comprised out of 2 layers of tencel fabric with organic eco-elastic ear loop, which means that our product is 100% biodegradable. It is machine washable and it has a lifespan of 5 until 8 years. So as I said before, our product is a reusable burial mask. At the moment, there are 3 designs for it. The minimalistic line, which is a simple color like red, green, blue, seasonal holiday like Christmas, Halloween, Easter, etc., and graphic arts like monogram and tribal. We're going to sell our mask for $9.99, while if you buy in the bundle of 3, it's going to be $24.99. To manufacture our product, it costs us around $1, including the packaging, and an additional $0.2 for shipping, totaling to around $1.2 per mask.
For our target market, we're looking for someone who's environmentally friendly, who has an income from mid to high and works closely with other people, also ages 20 to 60.
Now, we knew going into this that there was going to be competition. There are a few other biodegradable mask companies, such as Arex, who have been in the business for a while. However, while their masks possess well-proven technology and methods of creation, they're incredibly expensive and based primarily in other countries, while we would be based in the US. And while there are many reusable masks out there that are far cheaper than ours, the problem is that they're not biodegradable, which would mean that they continue to litter the earth, which goes against our mission. For our marketing strategy, we're going to use social media, primarily Facebook and Instagram, for the more professional setups and connotations, seeing as there are multiple businesses that already operate on these same platforms. We will also set up a website that shows our vision, mission, and company profile, along with links to where customers can buy our product and see our social media. There will also be information about any events that we will hold, as well as the amount of money that we've donated to the Sierra Club. We will run advertisements through Instagram and Facebook showcasing how buying our products will help to create a more sustainable environment. We will also donate a portion of our profit to the Sierra Club, which is a nonprofit, environmentally friendly organization. Finally, in order to help raise customers' interest in our product, we will hold a competition where people will make a poster or drawing showing how important environmentally friendly products are. The competition's winner will receive a prize of either money or masks.
And so this graph projects our projected sales from 2021 up to 2023. So in our first year, we're projecting to make 15,000 units of sale. In our second year, we're projecting to make 30,000 units of sale. In our third year, we are projecting to make 35,000 units of sale. And in a few years, we're projecting to make 80,000 units of sale with a projected revenue of 700,000. And as the market slows down, we plan to expand our products with products such as biodegradable bags and even exploring the medical mask market. And moving on to our sales distribution, we are planning that 30% of our masks are going to be sold individually and 70% of our masks are going to be sold in the bundle of 3. And after calculating our expenses such as marketing, operations, as well as production of our mask, we have came with a projected net income of $300,000 by the end of our third year, which will also be our cash flow. And with that being said, we're asking for an initial investment of $45,000 for a 30% equity stake in our company. And this money is going to be used for our marketing, operations, as well as production of our mask. And this is going to bring a projected net income of $300,000 by the end of 2023. And with that being said, we are the PG Master Partnership, and we want you judges to be a part of our journey. Thank you very much for listening, and we're open to any questions.
Thank you, guys. P3 Mask, you guys did a great job. Madeline, did you have any questions?
I can jump in. I have a question. I like that you have the biodegradable, and you mentioned in your report that the Tencel fabric that you have is not currently available in the US. And I thought US made is also a pretty nice marketing claim. Do you have are there other materials you're also looking at besides that?
Currently, the only fully biodegradable fabric on the market is Tencel, and there are some Tencel products that are made in America, but they just weren't applicable to be used for masks. I found that the best material for it was found in Australia, and that's what I used. I agree that made in America does have a nice ring to it, but I really care about the quality of the masks overall.
Very good. Do you also have some ideas? I know there's a lot of competition out there in terms of comfort and convenience as well as functionality.
Right. Well, the mask design itself is pretty general. And we're not trying to compete with the big producers in the United States. What we're competing with is the biodegradable market that currently has no sellers to the United States.
Very good. Thank you.
Are there any other questions from our judges?
I have a couple, Mike. How long do you expect the mask to last if it's biodegradable? I was uncertain about that.
It will last between 5 to 8 years.
Okay. And how long does it take to degrade then?
It will degrade shortly after that. It's going to take 5 to 8 years for the degrading process to start, and then another 10 to 15 for it to fully degrade back into the earth. Tencel is a material that's made from tree fibers, and so it will fully degrade like a tree would.
Got it. Now, what's the difference in your retail and wholesale prices? The price you gave, I think, was retail, right?
Right. That would be our retail price. It would be $9.99 for one mask and then $24.99 for a bundle of 3. Our selling price is only $1.20, so we could bring our wholesale price down to around $5 per mask.
Yeah. Okay. And what distribution channels did you say you were going to use for distributing the product?
Well, we have a producer that we found in China that we were going to get, and then we were going to store the masks at my house for the first year, and then bring up a shipper after that.
I mean, things like drugstores and store chains and things like that.
Oh yeah. Oh, we were going to be independent on that stage for the first year, and then look for our options after that.
Okay, great.
Any other questions from our judges? Okay, why don't the judges go ahead and deliberate? Take yourselves off screen. And Charlie,
when you're done.
Yeah, let us know when you're done. Also, just a general reminder to all of our competitors. So if you look in your chat, there's a countdown. We've been doing a 1 minute, 30 seconds. And then if you go 10 seconds over, that's when we cut you off. So that's it, that you don't get any more time than that. Just FYI, as a general reminder. Also, some of the categories that the judges are adjudicating on is the opening. You know, how are you getting the audience involved? What's your hook? Your body of speech, you know, the logical flow from one issue to the next. The transitions, are you transitioning from one person to the next? If so, is it smooth and easy? Did so your conclusion, your ask, your voice, volume, variety, language appropriate to the topic and the audience, your manner, are you confident, assured, physical and professional demeanor, you know, how are you presenting yourselves, your company background, do you have one, and what does it look like, and are also, I should have said, you know, what is your mission statement, your goals and objectives, you know, your market analysis, how are you doing going to market, and your operations and financial plan. So a lot of things are going into the works in terms of how we are, or how the judges are looking at your presentations. So you guys are all doing a very good job of all of those things. So Charlie, did you want to talk for a little bit about your program?
Oh, you're talking about the certificates?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, be happy to. So let me share my screen.
Oh, here.
I'm allowed to.
Go out.
Here we go. So yeah, it's been a great Piranha Pool competition so far this year. I'm enjoying every minute of it. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what to do next. Some of you are taking Business Management 191, Small Business Management. The other one is Business Management 192 Entrepreneurship course. Others may be thinking about taking the courses. So to, you know, be an entrepreneur, DVC actually has a lot to offer. We have 2 certificates in the areas of small business management, entrepreneurship. So what I'm showing you guys is the catalog. You can find this information online easily by going to the main DVC site. So what I'm showing you is the shorter certificate right now. I don't know if you can, everybody see what I'm showing right here?
Good.
Yeah, so you can see there's a certificate of accomplishment for small business management entrepreneurship. On the right-hand side is how many courses or credit units that you need to complete. It's actually quite doable, manageable. It's total of 9 credit hours units, meaning equivalent to about three unit classes. So those of you who are working small business management entrepreneurship, you already have these 3 units. So if you take a look at required classes, you need at least 191 or 192. You don't have to do both, just one is sufficient. And we typically require some type of accounting background because as you see in the pitch competition, the financials, right? So they are important. So you can do applied accounting, QuickBooks, or financial accounting. So as long as you get at least 1.5 units. So a QuickBooks, course would work in this case too. And in addition, you're allowed to have 4.5 units of, we call it electives. So a lot of those are related to business type of courses, including down here, you see there's some management and marketing courses, especially the new ones we develop in digital marketing and in social media marketing. That'll get you 3 units, and 1.5 units can come from any of the classes over here. Those of you who are interested in becoming an entrepreneur overseas, you can take international business. We have a chapter about being an entrepreneur in a foreign country. You could also do introduction to e-business if your business is going to be in the areas of e-commerce. So total, that's 9 units. And some of you here already have these units. So all you have to do is apply through the Office of Admissions and Records. It's not automatic. So once you have satisfied all of the requirements, you do have to do the application process, but it's pretty simple. So what I'm going to do is show you guys a longer certificate. Let's say if you are satisfied with the certificate accomplishment, but feel like you can do a little bit more, what you could do is actually get the certificate of achievement for entrepreneurship. So what I'm showing you is the description right here. So achievement, accomplishment, the difference is one is the number of units. Achievement has more. You can see the total required units is 16 rather than 9. The other thing about certificate of achievement, because it's actually, we have to go through the community college, California Community College Chancellor's Office, you were actually going to get this on your diploma. So your graduation certificate would actually certify that you have this certificate of achievement. We also call it stackable in that you don't have to start from scratch. As you can see, a lot of the classes over here are also listed under that shorter certificate of accomplishment. For instance, 191, 192, right? In Business 109 and the international business, e-business, and the accounting and marketing requirements. So remember, if you got the accomplishment one, that's 9 units. What that means is you only need to do 7 more units over here. You don't have to do all 16 units. So just do 7 more units, which is about, I want to say 2 to 3 classes. And then you can get this longer certificate as well. Any questions from anyone about these certificates programs?
Charlie, what's the difference between a certificate and an associate degree?
Oh yeah, so an associate degree, you would actually get a diploma for either transfer or get associate degree either in arts or science, and you could consider yourself having graduated from a program here at DVC. The certificate does not give you that. However, when you go interview with an employer, in the interview process or in your resume, you can bring up the fact that you have these certificates. those are actually quite valuable when you interview with different businesses out there. The other thing I want to mention is these are the 2 certificates within the business administration department. What we're working on is we've been collaborating with other departments and divisions on campus, including horticulture, culinary arts, and on the horizon, we're also looking to collaborating with kinesiology and music industry. So in the future, you'll be able to get certificates in entrepreneurship related, let's say in horticulture, let's say if you want to start your own nursery, right? Or in culinary, if you want to start your own food truck business. Remember, Farmer John was talking about there's a food truck course, but there will also be a certificate that's built around food truck. For kinesiology students, they can use the entrepreneurship in personal training to develop their own personal training business. Music industry is actually brand new. So I've been working with Professor Kaysen and Professor Worshen, and we'll be trying to create a program in entertainment entrepreneurship. So it's very interesting.
I'm personally very excited about that one.
You want to tell us a little bit about it if we still have time, Mike?
It's the germ of an idea, but so I'm a DVC alum, and when I was at DVC, I took all drama classes plus what I had to take to get into school. So I did the IGETC, and I remember that I became a drama major, and when I was a drama major, I ended up not having a single business class my entire educational career in undergrad, and I had to learn everything the hard way. Right. In fact, I got into law because of a deal that went bad, and I had to sue the owner of a company, and it was a terrible experience, but it got me into law. So I guess it wasn't all that bad. But in any case, so I thought, well, let's do a program that allows artists to be artists, to do all of their programming or to do all of their classes, get all of their arts classes, but also incorporate a business aspect of it. So to have a business management, accounting, all of the things I didn't get when I got through my undergrad degree. And so that's the germ of the idea, and hopefully that could come to fruition, and we can make it happen. And this team is great about making stuff happen, so I'm excited about it.
Absolutely.
Enough filler. Are all our judges here?
We're ready.
All right, excellent. So next up we have Rapid Cafe. So Rapid Cafe will not only be the fastest cafe in the industry, but they will also delight their customers with the best tasting coffee, sweetest treats, and savory sandwiches, and kindness that's second to none. I'm looking forward to hearing your pitch, guys. It's all on you.
All right, we'll be ready in just a sec when we get our slide up and going.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
All right, thank you, DVC, and thank you, Piranhas, for hearing us out. Rapid Cafe, we are dedicated to serving all of our customers. And I want to talk about our slogan just for a little bit. It's simple, convenient, delicious, and happy. And when you dive into the slogan, you'll soon realize everything there is to know about Rapid Cafe. We're simple in that when you pull up into our driveway, our drive-through, you'll notice that our menus aren't super long. They're short, simple, and to the point, helping you start your day sooner. And on top of that, we're convenient. We can serve anyone any way they like and make their coffee however they'd like it to be made. We can offer any form of payment, and on top of that, we can deliver however any of our customers would like. And our menu items are unique. On top of being unique, we stand out from our competitors. You can't find our beverages or our food items on theirs. You can't go to Starbucks and find our beverages there. It's the first three that make the last. So it makes us happy. And we believe that our customers will return because of the first three. Now, I'm going to hand it over to Sarah, who will then elaborate more on why we stand out from our competitors.
Thanks, Jack.
So there are currently a lot of cafes and coffees shops in our market. So what exactly sets us apart, and how will we be able to capture our main customer groups? Well, firstly, I would like you guys to imagine the capability to schedule and prepare your morning coffee or lunch fix daily, weekly, and up to a month in advance. Now, this is something that's currently missing in our cafe market. So with our website, we offer a unique feature where you can, in fact, just do that. Now, this is something that's valuable for one of our core customer groups, the commuters, who will also enjoy our drive-through and curbside pickup. Secondly, our high-quality foods are made fresh, never frozen, and our ingredients are locally sourced. People nowadays are more health conscious, and foodies are looking for something more fresh and delicious, as well as those Instagrammable moments. Lastly, Rapid Cafe's commitment to our community is what separates us from your typical corporate chain. Our goal is to support our true and total community by participating in fundraisers for schools and churches, sponsoring sports teams, and partnering with other local businesses. Now, this is something that's meaningful and desirable to our main customer group, the millennials and Gen Z. This demographic values independent and unique businesses, and they are loyal to them. At Rapid Cafe, we really want to be that cornerstone in our community. Now I'll pass it off to our sandwich superintendent, Ruby, to get more into products and services.
Rapid Cafe will be serving hot, cold, and blended coffees, signature sandwiches, and tasty baked goods. We will have a classic year-round menu as well as seasonal trendy menu items. Now let's talk about our coffee. When it comes to our coffee, we have a collection of different coffee beans and blends that are grinded and brewed daily. We will carry a variety of flavors and milk choices to customize anyone's cup. When it comes to our sandwiches will be made to order using high quality breads, meats, and produce. Our ingredients are always fresh and locally sourced. Lastly, we haven't forgot about those who have a sweet tooth. Come to Rapid Cafe to indulge in your cravings with our assortment of baked goods and treats that are baked fresh daily. We will provide our customers with simple and delicious choices to satisfy anyone's dietary needs and preferences. When it comes to our prices are realistic based on our competitors. Our coffee will range from $3 to $4 a cup, $2 to $3 for our baked goods, and $5 to $8 for our sandwiches. We strive to offer our customers with quality and convenience at a fair price. Now I'm going to hand it over to our espresso executive, Mabube.
Thank you, Ruby. Good evening, everyone. In Rapid Cafe, we were planning ahead for our growth path for 5 years, and I want to break it down for all you guys. In the first year, we want to analyze our customer spending patterns and research our biggest spenders through to our quality, quantity, and popular items in our menu. In second year, we want to add espresso machine and switch from drip to machine. In a third year, we plan to add green juice and salad based on healthy diet of our customers. In a fourth year, we will plan to review all the items we add in last year, and if we need any adjustment based on customer survey, we will do that one. And in fifth year, we plan to enhance our marketing strategy using with user-friendly app. Now I will pass it off to our Beans bookkeeper, Erica, for more financial information.
Thank you so much. I'm Erica, and I'm the Beans bookkeeper. Now that you're hooked, let me show you how the finances of Rapid Cafe will get this business up and running. First, a sneak peek of our ask. All 5 owners will invest $50,000, and we are looking for an investor loan of $150,000 at 9% interest. So let's walk through how this nest egg of $400,000 will fund our cafe. Our startup costs are estimated at about $82,000, which includes the 20% contingency for the things that make you go, ruh-roh. We open in month 4 and expect monthly fixed and variable costs to total $84,000, which includes paying the owner's draw. So the $400,000 covers startup costs plus almost 4 months of operating expenses. We project revenues of $100,000 per month by the end of year 1, yielding a monthly net profit of about $16,000. Years 2 and 3 will continue on a growth path of about 1.2% per month. Once we incorporate the loan repayment, we will still be cash flow positive by about $5,000 per month, and then increasing. So this shows that we will be able to reinvest in the business as we talked about in our growth plans. So let's touch on a couple of markers. Our break-even point for sales is about 9,000 transactions per month, which works out to an average of 1 every 2 minutes. Next, all 5 owners will be on track to make their initial investment back in about 12 to 18 months. If we do more than just break even, half the profits will be reinvested back into the business. The other half will be shared equally among the owners. And lastly, our full investor loan repayment will be in 15 months. So to recap our ask, after all 5 owners contribute their $50,000, we want a $150,000 investor loan. Repayments begin in year 1, month 10. Monthly payment $10,000 plus 9% interest, and full repayment of $159,157 and some free coffee by the end of year 2, month 12.
Thank you, Piranha, for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, judges, do you have any questions for Rapid Cafe?
I'll go first, Mike.
All right.
I lost somewhere in here how you're going to compete with the Pete's and the drive-through Starbucks drive-throughs and espresso line people that are already out there. Why would people choose you over them?
Rapid Cafe is committed to being faster and more reliable than our competitors. All of us have experience within either cafes or restaurants, and we've identified issues and we know how to fix them, and we know how to make our cafe better.
I also want to make sure to highlight that on our mobile app, as Sarah, our cookie coordinator, mentioned, that we will offer pre-order and prepay to schedule your orders for up to a month in advance. So that's one less thing that you have to think about every day. That's something that nobody else offers, is the ability to get your Monday through Friday coffees ordered and picked up with only 1 order.
Okay.
I like your model, and it speaks a lot to treating commuters. So I'm thinking location, location, location. It has to be in a spot where people can pull off from the side of traffic and be serviced quickly and on their way quickly. So I thought speed is really one of the key offers. Have you thought about where you would locate your kiosks in order to maximize that?
Yes, we have talked about that we're going to be about an 800 square foot kiosk or brick and mortar store, and that will be located in a strip mall kind of area that's right off the freeway, where we have room for a drive-through and curbside pickup.
Very good, thank you.
Hi, I see your menu is somewhat extensive, especially where you're customizing your sandwiches.
Madeline, we're having a real hard time.
Is this all produced on?
Madeline, we're having a real hard time understanding your.
It looks like a very small kitchen. Very small building overall.
Did you guys get that?
No.
Maybe Madeline, maybe she can chat her question.
That's why I'm not on camera. Maybe I just won't.
Yeah.
I ask about food prep, if they could have perhaps addressed.
I'll just not ask. No, never mind.
The question was about food prep.
Can hear you not hear me anymore.
Well, she can type in. So the question is, she asked about the food prepping and with such an extensive menu in such a small place. Would anybody in the team be able to talk about that?
I can elaborate on that a little, and if anyone else wants to chip in, they can. But our menus are really short and they're really small, so you're not bombarded with hundreds of different items on the menu. So food prep is convenient for us in the mornings, and it makes our cafe a more successful one. Unlike our competitors, all of our food items are going to be freshly baked and prepped.
I would also like to add that to that we are not serving our customers indoor at all. So it's a completely there will be no service inside. So it's completely to go with pickup windows and the drive-through, and then all the space will be utilized for our food prep and our kitchen to service our customers.
Great.
So it's a cafe for the pandemic world, it sounds like.
Totally pandemic proof.
Excellent. All right, judges, why don't you go ahead and take yourself off camera to deliberate. In the meantime, we have, who's up? Dr.
We
Arnold.
have, yes.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I'd like to thank our judges, sponsors, and mentors. Thank you to our business administration faculty and our student competitors, and congratulations for making it to the final round of the pitch competition. We've heard 4 presentations. We still have 1 more to go. Is that right? Yeah. This is the 2nd year of our pitch competition, and I know that we got some good feedback from last year's competitors, and we've made some changes to make this an even more meaningful experience for students, combining it with a class if people would like, so that they can get units for the time that they spend, because as you probably can tell, everyone who's in the audience, there's a lot of work that's gone into these presentations. I'm really impressed by the quality of them. I'd like to mention we have a magazine that we produce twice a year called Career Focus. There'll be one coming out later this month, and there's an article about the pitch competition in there. Because we already had to get everything ready to go to print, it doesn't feature the current year's participants. It does feature last year's winners. But we're really pleased to be able to support this competition. I think it's a great opportunity for students. So Career Focus gets mailed to households in parts of our service district, but even if you don't get it in the mail, later this month it will be up on our website, so you can see that article as well as others, even if you don't get it directly to your house. Let's see, let me continue here. So I mentioned how impressed I am with the students. I really want to congratulate you on what you're doing. I hope that you'll stay engaged with us even once you graduate from DVC. I know some of the other speakers have talked about ways to stay connected, and I really hope that you'll do so. We want to claim you as our students and graduates. We want to hear all about your successes, both in your future educational endeavors and your future professional endeavors. I think that these are some great business ideas we're hearing. I hope that they really do come to fruition. That would be very exciting. Even for those of you who don't win today or who ultimately don't decide to start a business, I hope this is a good experience for you. I've learned a lot just listening to you today. We'd like to have you come back to DVC as guest speakers and mentors as you get more established in your careers. So please do stay in touch with us. Finally, I'd like to thank the other audience members who are here. I know that not everyone is a presenter today, and certainly with the $100 opportunity, I'm sure that attracted even more students. That was a great new addition. So for those of you who are here in the audience, thank you, whether you are supporting a specific team, or maybe you're scoping out what this competition is like because you'd like to enter it next year. Either way, that's great. I hope you come away intrigued by the entrepreneurship and small business classes that we have at DVC, digital marketing, accounting, business law, lots of different ways to support your business aspirations. Also, the Phi Beta Lambda Student Business Club is another way to get involved. And again, I hope you're as impressed as I am with the commitment of our faculty and our business partners. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Beth. And I wasn't sure, are judges still out for deliberation?
We're waiting for one more judge.
Okay, great. Maybe we can ask Ms. Corey Busher to come and speak about her experience with her team. She actually comes the furthest. So when you talk about virtual communication, you know, most of us wish we could be face to face, but if we were, we wouldn't have Corey, because she comes all the way from a little town called Anderson, way up north. And I met her at a Rotary business camp a year ago, 2 years ago. So she's the Rapid Cafe's mentor. So Corey, would you like to say a few words about your experience?
If you can hear me, the vacuum
good.
going on behind the scenes. I really enjoyed this experience. I've been in their shoes before. I've been in a business plan writing competition, and I remember how crazy stressful it was. And the team that I worked with kept their cool. They were very kind and professional and really took into consideration the suggestions that I had, as well as the financial mentor, Chris, and just a really great group of students. And they took what they learned in class and really applied it well into their presentation. And I couldn't be prouder. And I'm glad I wasn't in their shoes, but they did a great job.
Thank you very much, Corey. So next up is going to be Shoal. I believe we're ready to go. So let's talk a little bit about Shoal. So Shoal is an app that combines the best of academic and social life for college students. They connect students virtually and help them improve academic grades and achieve college success. So everybody here is in college or professor and would like to hear more about it. Take it away, Shoal.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Good evening, Ms. Friedman, Mr. Petrin, and Mr. Tormey. We are Team Shoal, and we're excited to show you what we have today. I'm Kayla Terry, Chief Marketing Officer, and my teammates Stephen, Alan, Jiangyang, and Kenzie. No need to roam when Shoal's at home. Have you ever wanted an app where you can reach inexpensive peer tutoring options and resources in the comfort of your own home while still connecting with peers? Shoal offers students an escape from academic stress to find solutions to their assignments while socializing at the same time. These resources have been severely depleted during the pandemic, causing students to be overloaded with confusion and lack of motivation to continue. Now let's think about this. All of you were students at one point and understand the struggle of schoolwork. This stress is exacerbated throughout all of our classes where students are losing their motivation. We all can relate to that boost of energy we have during the first hour of doing homework, but as time passes, that motivation vanishes. Also, the lack of connection with teachers and students during this pandemic causes a decline of learning resources for students that are struggling. 40% of students in stage drop out of college, and out of that, 28% drop out due to academic difficulty. This is due to students not being academically prepared for school, which is why students lean towards getting a tutor. However, most of their resources go to tuition and books, so they can't afford this option. Thus, the shortage of resources contribute to students' lack of motivation to continue their education, which is where our Chief Executive Officer, Jiangyang, will discuss how Shoal comes in.
Shoal, our brand name, means a school of fish. Our app is a guide for students represented by fish to find their own group and reach goals together. This is also shown through our logo on the top right. Shoal's mission is to help students talk to each other from the same or different schools easier while improving academic grades, since we're in the social networking and education industry. Shoal is a limited liability company, and since it is an app, the geographic location for now is in the Bay Area, while the geographic reach can be anywhere in the United States. Our two main goals and objectives are to help students connect and improve their academic grades through our products. We're unique in that Shoal is an academic and social learning and communication app. Some of the app features are shown in the mock-up pictures below. Academically, students can sign up to be tutors on the app for others to seek help. There are also flashcards and review material for courses. Students can join flashcard academic competitions and win fun emojis, creating a fun learning environment during these stressful times. Socially, students can quickly filter out specific students they would like to talk to. And as the judges may know, safety for children is key. So the messaging chat room and calling system is safe in that only students can use it by linking the app to their student email. There is also a rating system for courses and professors, and each rating is rated as well to minimize abuse of the system and repetition. There are also summaries for each course that's rated. Now our Chief Marketing Officer, Stephen, will be speaking.
Our service is primarily targeted towards transfer students and college students in general. There are currently over 19 million college students in the US alone. Of these students, 37.2% will transfer at least once within the next 6 years, according to the National Student Clearinghouse Research Center. This serves as our service available market. Our total available market is over $50 billion, accredited mostly to the social networking industry. Globally, our potential market will reach over 200 million college students worldwide. This is the research to substantiate the market. Now, Kayla will be talking about our market strategy.
Why do students want to use our app? As previously stated, no need to roam when Shoal's at home. We are cost effective and convenient for students all around the world to gain academic help while building a networking community for students at the same time. Especially during the pandemic, schools are not going to use their resources to create an app to connect students with peer tutors, which is what we offer for schools. By using free social media apps, we can gain insight into students' struggle in school to properly connect them with the community of people in the pursuit of academic success while building long-term relationships. Also, social media is an essential player in Shoal's success by giving us the opportunity to show our mission and goal to a large pool of potential users and possibly collaborating with different academic apps. You may ask, how will we implement these goals once the pandemic is over? We'll be focusing on student outreach at DVC by offering students free trials of the premium version. Finally, actively sponsoring and collaborating with academic events like the Piranha Pitch competition to help students reach their academic goals in a cost-effective way. Now our Chief Technology Officer, Kenzie, will be talking about the competitor analysis.
We at Shoal acknowledge that there are other competitors within this industry and to combat them, let me inform you on what sets us apart. We have previously established new social and student-centered features like student online chatting, mentor programs, and student recommendations. We also provide a casual aesthetic to ease in the students into our app while maintaining professional image. Furthermore, we have plans to add on more features like hangout spots after the current global situation is handled. To top it all off, we have a much more affordable price compared to the more well-known competitors like Graduate, Edmodo, and LinkedIn. This is our unique selling proposition. We are a more social, student-centered brand that is a casual and affordable option to our aforementioned competitors. To go further into our affordability, we have Alan with our financials.
Shoal offers a full access and 1 month free trial to allow our audience to engage with our platform. We believe a product like Shoal will sell itself. We generate a majority of our revenue through a small monthly and annual subscription fee. When determining our price, we kept in mind our target market, broke college students. All they have to do is sacrifice one Starbucks coffee per month, or they could save 20% and commit to the full year plan. In the first 3 years, Shoal is projected to do 5x previous year revenues, leaving us with 7.5 million in gross revenue and almost 5 million in net revenue by 2023. As our conversion rates from our ads increase, meaning they get more effective, and as our ad budget increases, we are able to scale and reach much more of our target market year after year. Also, as we increase our credibility, partnership opportunities will transpire. Here is the cash flow and break even, though we could review those at a later time. For the previously stated reasons, we are seeking a $350,000 monetary investment for 27% equity in our company. Although if you're willing to provide your expertise and open up your network as well as the investment, we'll be willing to give up 32%. This concludes our presentation. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Shoal. All right, judges. Do we have any questions?
I do if you're waiting for someone to speak up.
Go for it.
It looks like your main competitive advantage is you're competing on price against at least two competitors that are already out there, Edmodo and I guess Graduate. I'm not familiar with either of them. So is that really what your strong point is?
Well, it's one of our main strong points. It's a very good affordable option because most college students wouldn't have that much money to finance for Graduate or Edmodo, and Edmodo being like a app where it's primarily controlled by the teacher instead of the student, and LinkedIn $29.99 is a huge expense to go for a monthly subscription. So we're going with a very low price to use penetration pricing strategy to make sure we have a very good hold or a very good foundation of beginning customers.
And to add on that, the efficiency of our app, we combine all apps together. So we have a socialization and academic part of our app. So we gain a lot of aspects where students can come in and use their flashcard options and socialize at the same time, because we understand the struggle, especially during the pandemic, where a lot of collaboration is not happening because students are honestly struggling in academics. So that's how we bring them together.
Oh, now, what feature do you think will be your strongest draw, and do your competitors have that feature?
Thank you for your question. So our unique selling point is we actually offer a both academic aspect and social aspect to our app, meaning that students can have a one-stop stop using our app. And actually our main selling point for that is we are allowing students to connect with students from other schools nationally or internationally in the future by using the tutor system, the messaging chat rooms for social reasons, and also academically, we have these flashcard competitions to help students compete with each other, and all of this will become a virtual feedback loop.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mike?
A social aspect, but I was questioning the value of the rating system for the class and the professors, and what value you thought that would bring to the platform.
Yes, so there are many students who are struggling right now, especially during the pandemic, to find the right courses or the right teachers for them. And obviously, there are these competitors such as Rate My Professor Online, which is, you know, these online course rating apps or websites as well. However, what we found is many of these rating apps have very polarized comments on specific teachers or courses. And furthermore, these rating apps do not provide specific course or they don't provide a course description. So it is really hard for students to actually understand what the course really offers and how the teachers will benefit them or help them. And so we've thought of this rating system in which not only can students rate the teachers or courses, but also students can rate each rating as well to just make sure that there aren't any abuse of the system or repetition, and make sure that, or actually minimize the polarized comments.
Also, to add on to that, we realized that in class, we usually have our peers and our teachers to help us in person to make us successful in our classes. But currently, we don't have that option, where a lot of us don't even know our peers, or we can't really connect with our teachers. So that aspect of learning and being successful in school, like, is not there. So to properly connect you with a good teacher that will make you successful in school, we have this rating so that everyone can ultimately meet their academic goals.
Okay, thank you.
We also have a question from Ms. Friedman in chat. Is it a marketplace for service providers? Like, if I'm a tutor, can I get student clients? If yes, do I give a portion of what I earn to the app?
So currently for our app, it's not a money-making place where we hire tutors and there's a portion of what we give them. It's more of for peers to connect with peer tutoring options. So you get that feeling like you're in class, but in virtual. So you can call and text and help students, vice versa. So you get help on one aspect of a subject, and then vice versa the other way. So we haven't set it up that way currently, but we might change over the years as the pandemic obviously dies down, and we might update it so we can have that type of tutoring options where they're gaining some type of revenue off of that.
Excellent. All right, so I'm going to let the judges deliberate. They're going to deliberate for a while now. They're going to go into a breakout room to discuss all of the different pitches that they've heard today. And in the meantime, we have a few remarks. So first of all, you guys got to make your final investments on your pre-app. So take a minute and look through, make sure that you're giving weight to this very meaty decision as to how you're going to spend your money. You're an investor now, and so we want you to think like one. So who is it that you really want to see be the first, second, and third place teams? So go ahead, do that now. Take a second.
While they do that, we just like to again thank our business mentors. They've come from all walks of life, all professions, and some of them do serve as DVC Business Advisory Board members. And for anybody in the audience that would have an interest in joining us, we welcome you to participate in our advisory board. And Ms. Worsham heads that up. So if you do have an interest, please connect with her. And I know she'd be happy to contact you to join us. We meet twice a year, and our next meeting will be in March of 2021. So with that being said, why don't we, Linda, close the event now? So we'll be closing the event, and we're going to go on with more announcements, which will include the top investor. So we'd also like to thank the faculty. Without our esteemed colleagues, we would not be able to do this. And our accounting faculty has really been exceptional. We have Chris Danko, Ram Malancuso, Shabazz, Linda Tran, who headed this up, Mariam Worsham, and Chris Ybarra. So they were available to all of the students in our classes, as well as the pitch competition. And they really helped them accomplish their goals, because the accounting part of the business plan is probably one of the most extensive. And again, to our business faculty, we had John Anderson, Liz Kabilis, who's helping be our timer today, John Mathieson, Farmer John, Mike Miller, Eric Moss. I don't know why I put my name down on there, but anyway, I guess because they were all part of the committee and I sort of spearheaded it. And again, without them, I mean, there were 3 a.m. mornings where Linda Tran came through with all of her help with the program, and everybody, Mariam sending things out. It was a truly collaborative effort. And without everybody pitching in, the pitch competition would not have been possible. Play on words there. So we'd like to thank our corporate sponsors, Ontario, Torme, and Petrin, the pre-app. They also sponsored this to us, and the Coder School, which we'll be talking about in a moment. So our first announcement is going to be made from McGrail Reynolds. He is the one of the managers of the Coder School, and the Coder School is going to host a boot camp styled series of classes for our pitch competitors. So one lucky person from each pitch team is going to be given this opportunity to attend boot camp, and they will develop a website or learn how to develop websites. So it's a really important skill. So I'm going to turn this over to McGrail, and he's going to take the floor from here.
All right, well, thank you so much, Ms. Winkler. I want to give a big thank you to Ms. Winkler and Ms. Worsham for inviting me to be involved in this. I'm so impressed by all of the teams that we have here. I feel a little bit like I'm on Shark Tank, but it's absolutely amazing what you guys have accomplished in what I assume is a semester or less. I'm actually not sure of the details, but it's phenomenal, and you guys should be proud of yourselves regardless of the judges' deliberations. So very well done. But just kicking things in to the donation that we're offering, as Ms. Winkler was summarizing, I know that not all of you probably have necessarily a programming background or necessarily even enrolled in programming courses. That being said, I think you all share the common entrepreneurship bug. So that's really kind of where we're going with this bootcamp styled class that we're setting up, so that you guys kind of, at the end of the day, if you're running a business, you're going to need, even if you're not building a website from scratch, it's going to really benefit you guys to understand how websites are managed, you know, what goes into actually making sure that the developers that you might hire are really doing what needs to be done and the functionality is being supported and you're using the right platform. So that's kind of, I mean, a normal web dev bootcamp it runs over the course of 4 to 5 months, maybe even more. And they cover full stack web development, programming languages. So by calling it a mini boot camp, the word mini really needs to be emphasized. The winners of this are not going to be expected to write full stack code to build a website. You do not need to be programmers to benefit from this course. It is going to be something to teach you how a full stack website actually operates. And as a business owner, if that, or as someone that's you know, helping manage a business or a startup, some tools that are really going to be of use to you. So that's in a nutshell. It's going to be a total of 5 hours where you will have a total of 5 students. 1 student from each of the teams is going to be selected from what I'm about to introduce you guys to, and we'll take it from there. If anyone thinks this is not the right fit for them, that would like to simply take themselves out of the running for this, I know that Ms. Winkler already said this, but we can certainly do that. But that is the summary of what the boot camp is going to be, just as that is. So any questions on that before I get into the next part? Cool. Okay, so Ms. Winkler said, why don't we, you can draw names from a hat to select winners. And I gave her a little bit of a hard time for that. I said, well, we could just, you know, write that into a little program. So that's actually what we did. And actually, I want to give a special shout out to an 11-year-old named Julian, who the day after I had my meeting with Ms. Worsham and Ms. Winkler, I had a 30-minute session with a student that has been doing Python for less than a month. And we built what I'm about to show you guys to randomize pickers for the drawing to see who won. So I'm going to share my screen. And again, this was all written by an 11-year-old with the exception of just a little bit of support. So yeah, basically we have just a quick little script here that once we run, it's going to take the list of all the names of the contestants for each group, and it will output a single name after we press run for who is going to be the winner of each subject. So we have basically in 3 sections, this is actually only 10 lines of code, the list for each name. We have the actual call to say we want to select one random name, and then we print it. So before I press run, does anyone think that this is not the right camp for them, or do all contestants want to keep themselves in the running? Okay, I'm going to assume that that means everyone wants to be involved. So as soon as I press run, thanks to all, we will select 5. Rapid Cafe, winner is Mabube. Easy Print winner, Sasha. Shoal, Kayla, and P3 Mask, Jordan, and Farm to Smoothie, Janae. Congratulations. So these are the 5 winners. I am going to go ahead and grab those right now. So you guys, I will touch base with Ms. Winkler and Ms. Worsham, but you 5 will be participating in our boot camp. Date to be determined. I believe we want to set this up to be during the break, so you guys have ample time to work. So maybe the week after Christmas. I'm open to discussing the actual date for this, and my coaches are ready and willing to adjust that. So congratulations to Mabube, Sasha, Kayla, Jordan, and Janae. We really look forward to having you guys as part of our boot camp, and we'll be in touch. That's all I had, everyone.
Thank you, McGrail. Thank you so much. And silly me, pulling names out of a hat. Silly me.
It's
So
okay.
thank
We forgive you.
This is much more fun than names out of a hat. So thank you so much. Now we're going to have our next award to the top student investor. So we're going to ask that we've already closed the event, and there's a $100 cash award that was donated by the preliminary round judge, Ryan Buckley, from last week. And we also want to thank Sargent Rad for he is the CEO of Founding. He developed the pre-app, so he's also donated that to us. So Linda is going to now, I'm gonna go out of here, Linda, and we're gonna share the screen with you. Is that right?
Yes, Loanne. Everyone, congratulations to the Coder School 5 winners. Is everyone ready to hear the announcement of the top student pre-investor prize?
And you're gonna share are you gonna share your screen?
Yes, Loanne. Are you able to see me?
We can
see my screen. I actually joined in 2 devices.
Okay, we can see it small. Can we make, I guess I can pin you, right?
Yes. So
there
if
you
click
go.
on my name to the right, the horizontal ellipse, and then that way you don't lose me. Are we ready for a countdown?
We are.
What number countdown should we start with, Loanne?
10.
Okay,
10.
everyone, let's do it.
Everybody can turn on their mics. We can do it all together. Okay. So
okay.
10.
9.
8.
7.
6. 5.
4.
3.
2.
1.
Investor winner.
A 3P mask.
All right. Wow.
Oh, wow.
And then Jennifer Miller. Now, Jen was one of these are all people that are in our, they're all in our competition though.
All right. So shall we go to the next one that's not in the competition?
Yes. Can we do that?
No.
The second one we have is Julia Shin. Is Julia Shin a DVC student?
Julia Shin? I think that might. I think that might be Jordan Shin's computer might be belong to Julia. I don't know. So, and Fabrian's in the contest too. But we might be able to find out from the actual pre-people who further down. You know, I don't know if we can do that, but we may.
So we'll go down the list. So we'll go down the list until we get the top qualified students investor that will win the $100 grand prize tonight.
Yes.
And I'll go back to the startups. This is the result for the startups.
Right. So the mask, a 3P mask, smoothie, farm to smoothie, and Shoal. So a 3P mask, we have a book that we'll be giving you. And
number 2 here is farm to smoothies.
Smoothie, yeah. And then number 3 is Shoal. So very good. Okay, let me see how I'm going to unpin you.
In the meantime, why don't we put up the put up the presentation,
Okay, so we've got the book How to Start a Business, and that will go to P3 Mask. So P3 Mask, I'll be in touch with you and we'll get you that book, How to Start a Business, and that's by last week's Judge Davis Clute. All right, so are judges back yet?
I do not see them.
Do we not see them yet? Okay. So maybe in the interim, we can have, I know we did not hear from Sabrina Lee, who was the mentor Shoal, with Sabrina, would you like to say a couple words about your experience?
Hi, Luann. Hi, everyone. Yeah, so I was the mentor of Shoal, and it was honestly such a great experience just to see all of these wonderful students, just so passionate and so motivated. I was only here to give them a few tips and tricks on, sharpening their pitch, but the whole vision was all them. So I'm just so proud of them. They have transformed and grown so much through this time. And this whole pitch competition itself is just such a great opportunity for students. I think, when I was looking over their business plan and seeing what they were producing, a lot of these things I didn't even learn until I started my first job. So this is like such a great opportunity for people to get exposed to how to write a business plan and how to pitch at such a young age. And it's such a great opportunity to just expose themselves to see how to write a pitch. And also, even if they don't start a business, this is just so useful for gaining like these types of skills in corporations and organizations. So I'm really thankful to be a mentor, and I'm just so proud of my students.
Great, thank you so much. And Sabrina's company, Kyocera, they actually had 4 mentors. So we thank your company for providing that to us. And also, I believe Herbert Lee, he was mentor for 3P Masks. That was a team that won the People's Choice Award. And Herbert is CEO of Neto Community Network and also on our advisory board. So Herbert, would you like to say a word or two?
Sure. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I find that all the DVC students that I've worked with so far have been phenomenal. They come prepared, they show up on time, and they take feedback really well and coaching really well. And I'm just very proud of them. Looking at the work from all of the students that participated in Piranha Tank, I mean, you guys are just phenomenal. There's nothing but winners here, and you guys are set up to do great work in the future. Your professors are doing you guys a great service, doing the community a great service, and I can't wait to see what you guys are going to do when you graduate and go out into the world. So I'll pass it back to you, Loanne.
Well, thank you. And I wanted to also, if you could touch on, because you had several students, international students in your group. So that was also an interesting experience working virtually with the time change and everything.
Absolutely. Let me touch on that really briefly as well. So half of the team for P3 Mask are based in Indonesia. So they are 15 hours ahead of us now. Previously, they were 16 hours ahead of us during daylight savings time. So we had to adjust for that and do meetings that worked out for everybody. So while it was evening here, it was the morning for them over there. But everybody showed up prepared and ready to get to work. And I'm very proud of the work that they put in. And I think the final product shows that that they put everything in that they had.
Thank you. And I know that you at your nonprofit you have had a partnership with our business department and the Career and Transfer Center for interns, some of the student interns. And I know that you continuously look to hire or to have students do internships with you. So maybe you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity for that as well. So Neto Community Network is a Concord-based small nonprofit. We do a lot of community work, and I'm always on the lookout for more student help. It really depends on what the students' interests are in the future, and I want to make sure that it's a match for both the student and for the organization. For example, we had a student present work on our behalf to the Richmond Community Foundation recently. That was her project. And she continues to do work for us. She's a DVC student. She's in the business program. She was one of Professor Miller's former students. And she is now our Instagram social media coordinator as well. And so we're always looking for opportunities to look for students. We've had 6 in the last 2 years, and all of them have transferred to either UCLA or UC Berkeley. And I'm very proud of all of the work that they've done. So if you're interested and you're a student, reach out to me. I'll put my email in the chat. And yeah, feel free to reach out and let's talk.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, that would be wonderful for you to put that in the chat and we can move forward. I know our judges are still looking. I think Mariam, Charlie asked if you could get in touch with him about the judges. And
okay, I can do that.
Great. I'm not sure, do we have any faculty here that work with PBL that are here? I know Charlie's with the judges, so I'm not sure if there's anybody that's with Phi Beta Lambda at all. That's here tonight.
Loanne, is it Loanne, Ron Macaluso? Yes. Can I say one word?
Yes.
I'm the youngest of everybody here on the screen.
He is. Far. He gets the award.
And when I got out of my business career, the IBM in I was earlier than this, but it was the HP 3000 workhorse. and then further on, the IBM PC came out in 81. So a lot of my career was not with all this computer information and everything, but we came a long way. What's more impressive is all the students, hell of a job, and the faculty. This is just a great program for everybody. And you know, the students, the professors, the partners and everything, great job, beautiful. What a learning experience. I just sat back and was just amazed what's going on. So keep up the good work. It's all about the students. So congratulations, everybody.
Well, thank you so much. And for all the accounting faculty adjuncts, because they all pitched in and they were there on weekends and nights and the times that students can meet. And as you heard, we have a diverse group from international students, etc. So we have a lot of time schedules to accommodate, which we greatly appreciate. I'll go ahead and talk about the Toastmasters Club on campus, because that's something that Linda Tran and I are co-advisors, and we welcome students to join us. So those of you wonderful students that presented today, oftentimes public speaking is something that is considered sort of frightful, but as we are working virtually, everybody is having to speak, and usually face to face. So for those of you that have an interest and would like to know more, you're welcome to reach out to me. Toastmasters meets weekly on Wednesdays, and our meetings are from 5 to 6. And it is part of an international organization. And we're one of very few college campuses that has a Toastmasters Club on campus. So we welcome you to join us. And also PBL is Phi Beta Lambda, and that's a wonderful business organization. Kayla, I know you belong to Phi Beta Lambda, don't you?
Yeah, I do, and my teammate Jung as well.
Yes, could you maybe say a little bit about the club on campus?
Yeah, so PBL is essentially a business club, and you don't have to be a business major. Everyone comes. We have math majors, everyone, and it's just skills. We're just teaching you skills that in the business world you'll use. Like for instance, we had a what's it called, a public speaking, because we know public speaking is a difficult thing to do. So we did public speaking, then we did resumes. We just did a lot of various things, and we're just as a team and a family, we're just trying to connect with everyone right now. And also we host competitions. We were one of the biggest PBL chapters, and also we won a lot of competitions this last semester as well. So it just gives you the opportunity to boost up your resume and also to just join a family and to ultimately reach your goals for business or whatever you're pursuing.
Great, thank you. I call her Z. Z, do you want to talk about your experience in Phi Beta Lambda?
Yeah, so actually, a lot of people here, a lot of the contestants here are from PBL, and I'm actually the project manager at PBL. So really, we get a lot of opportunities to start our own projects and, you know, join meetings, learn about how to be a leader, and learn about how to just learning about the business world in general and joining competitions. So we've got a lot of training for everything. And if I may, can I advertise for
You can. The floor is yours.
Thank you. So at PBL, we have these multiple projects for students to just learn and boost their resume. And I started this project called the Consulting Service Project. So if anyone is interested, obviously you can contact me. I don't know how you will contact me.
Or you can if you want to put an email in chat, then they can contact you that way. How's that?
Yeah. So you can contact me through here, through my email. And I also added the PBL Slack chat thing, which is how we usually communicate. And yeah, if anyone is interested in these leadership opportunities, or we also have, I think, internship opportunities as well, internship competitions and projects, feel free to join PBL and contact us, search up our name in Slack, and we'll be free to help you.
Thank you. And now we do have a Top Student Investor Award. So here we go. The winner of the Top Student Investment Award goes to Audrey Nishon, and I believe she is in Europe. So Audrey, are you here?
Yeah, Professor, I'm here.
Oh, wonderful. So you are our top student investor.
Thank you.
Yes. All the rest of the people that were in the top tiers, they were all in the competition. So you were a non-competitor, but thank you for joining us today. We talked about Europe. And are the judges ready to return?
We have not yet heard from
Not yet.
Actually,
So
we're back. Hi,
are
everybody.
back.
Yeah, the judges are back. Sorry, it took us a while.
That's
it's
okay.
very, very close, but I'm going to let Pete be the one giving us the final decisions.
Yeah.
Pete,
So
are you
here's.
there?
Yep. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, we can hear you just fine.
First of all, just all things on presentation that I noticed everybody going through. I know that isn't a little bit off script, but when you have Zoom create a background for you and you have thin hair, it kind of reshapes your head as you move back in and out. And I know that sounds a little bit nitpicky, but people are sensitive. What happens is it would be distracting from your presentation. So I will, just to let you know about it, if you can get a solid background when you do a Zoom presentation, you're probably better off, even if it's a bookshelf or something like that. I know presentation was one of the criteria we used, and I just wanted to mention that. Other than that, you're all absolutely excellent. And when we ran up our numbers, they were so very close. And that's why it took us so long, because you all did such a great job. But we ultimately had to make some decisions, and we kind of rested on more general business principles because you did such a great job. Everybody had strong players, some excellent reviews of the financials. We look for as investors, what's the need what's the problem you're going to solve? What's the need you're going to fill? How much money you're going to make, and what's it going to cost to get there? And you all did a wonderful job on that. And any product you use going forward, any business you plan to start, though you're exactly on track on how to convince an investor. So I want to say that. But with that said, we had to make a decision. So I'm going to read them off from third place on up. And third place goes to Shoal. I don't know. I guess we don't get applause and standing ovations.
We can applaud them.
So very, very tough. Second place goes to P3 Mask, which did a great job as well. And go ahead if there's applause there. And first place goes to Farm to Smoothie. Yeah. So those are I guess we got some cheers in there. Okay, very good. So Farm to Smoothie, P3 Mask, and Shoal are the winners. But I have to tell you, it was brutally close. You all did an excellent job. And we talked about back and forth on what we do with the other businesses and how we can move forward with them. And they're all good. And if you have the urge to do it, I encourage you to do it. You'll be glad you did.
Oh, so Pete, I just want to mention that I forgot to mention this earlier, but the judges, if you have any longer feedback written down for the teams, if you can just compile them and then email them to Miriam, And what she'll do is separate out the comments for each teams, and she will send detailed feedback to these teams. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you all. This is so exciting. And I want to let the teams know that we're meeting on Friday, December the 11th at 11.
17th.
At 11:11, and we'll send you all a Zoom link, and then we'll at that time decide how we're going to disperse the big bucks, right? So we hope that we'll look forward to you joining us on Friday, December 11th. All teams are welcome to join us for a recap of what we've done this past
You mean the
semester.
17th?
Yeah, that I'm meeting with the teams. I'll be meeting with the teams on Friday. Yeah.
This coming Friday.
Yeah, this coming Friday. 12/11. Yes, December 11th at 11 a.m. So hopefully Indonesia is awake. I hope they are. I hope they are. So with that, I'll turn it over to Mike and he can wrap up.
Well, this has been great. Thank you everybody so much for coming and participating and being part of this.
December 11th. What am I talking about? December 11th. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. December 11th has passed. Yes, it has. I'm sorry. Okay. We'll just scrap that. Sorry. We're meeting on the 17th. Sorry, Thursday the 17th. You are correct. Thursday the 17th at 4 o'clock. Teams are meeting at 4 o'clock. Yes. I apologize. Oh my gosh.
When you remind me of an old joke, you know, what do you throw a drowning lawyer? His partners. Anyway, so I wanted to say thank you to everybody who came out and participated in this event. It's our second annual, meaning that we really hope to do it again. And we can't thank everyone who has participated enough in creating such a memorable competition. So once again, let's just give a big round of applause, or however we want to do it through Zoom, to all of our different teams. Easy Print, Farm to Smoothie, P3 Mask, Rapid Cafe, and Shoal. You guys did a great job. You made a very, very tough competition, and we commend you for your efforts. You know, so thank you, everybody. Have a very happy holidays, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you all.
All right.